So hi everybody, welcome to Sossi Talk. I thought we'd try something different because I'm tired of COVID and I'm tired of being alienated, and I wanted to reach out and I wanted to introduce us to different people in the community. And remember, it's all about the team. It's all about a team-based approach to get people working together and solving problems. So I'm going to bring in different people. We're going to talk about different topics, topics that are affecting us. We're going to bring on people with COVID, concerning COVID. We're going to bring in different people such as Kelly Power, Kelly, first guest on our show. Woohoo! We tried to get last week Kelly Chang, and we tried to get Kelly on, but apparently she wanted to do a different stream than we did. It just created all kind of problems. So that being said, these things are going to run about 10 minutes. Obviously, I think with Facebook, you can come in, you can chime in, you can ask questions. We're not 1,000% sure how all this is going to work, but we're gonna run the format. If there's questions, if there's things that you think that we can do better, let us know. If you want to be on the show, it's free. So just give me a call or send me someone on Facebook where you can come on and we'll get your topic on the show if I think it's something that we benefit the community. Okay, so that being said, what I want to do is introduce you to Kelly Powers. So here we go. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to Sossi Talk.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, absolutely. So this is fun. I'm sure this is making a lot of people on Facebook laugh at me, but that's okay. So tell me about what you, and there you go. So Kelly, tell me about what it is you do.
So I'm Kelly Powers. I'm a divorce coach. Pretty much, I've worked in healthcare for about 18 years now. Mostly in anesthesia. I'm a nurse anesthetist. But after my own divorce about 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to start a coaching business to help people who, very much like myself, had to navigate these really unfamiliar areas. I had never been divorced before. No one in my family had been divorced. I had very few friends who had been through this experience. So I didn't have a clue. Yeah, I mean, I was completely lost, and I really had to rely a lot on my lawyer. Yeah.
So, what we do amicus work, we do mediation work. I believe in a relational approach where people can talk and work through their problems, listen, understand, and respond. But if people aren't ready to get through their emotional baggage from the divorce, it becomes impossible. So How does a divorce coach help with that?
Right. So, oftentimes we're really blinded when we're going through a divorce. We're really blinded by our feelings, right? Like we're really angry, we have sadness, we might feel guilt. And so all of those things get in the way of our clarity, right? And we're making these important decisions, right? These important decisions about what our life is going to be like after our divorce, our co-parenting plan if we have children. So, basically I work with people to help them work through those feelings so that they can gain the clarity they need so they can make the best decisions for themselves and their children if they have children. And hopefully that means a shorter and a less expensive process for them and a less traumatic experience, of course, for their children.
So one of the things I really liked about what you do is, the courts and someone like myself, we stress a whole lot about solving things for kids, focusing on, but we don't validate this person going through a very traumatic experience in their life. And it's really nice that there's a resource out there that people who are having trouble can have the validation, can express whatever they need to be, they're going through someone like you, so you can work through that. So they're better through the mediation process with me, or they're better through the litigation process with the court. So I think it's a great thing that you do.
Well, definitely. I think, oftentimes we're so caught up in the roles that we're playing with, our children and our spouse and our family and friends that oftentimes when we're going through the divorce process, there isn't really anyone there for us to help us work through our things or, to help us talk about what's going on with us because, typically our friends and family, a lot of them are mutual and a lot of them, have a bias. They might be trying to help. They might mean well, but, I think sometimes it helps to talk to someone who is neutral to all of that and is really just there for you. to advocate for you and the things that you want and the things that you're going through.
So a lot of people in the legal community, such as myself, I have to say, when it comes to being a divorce coach, we're not 1,000% sure what that means. What sort of training do you have to do to have that? Can you?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, for me, you can go through mentorship programs, which is essentially what I did through international, primarily women's organizations, although I've now branched out to work with men. I preferred the mentorship approach because I wanted the hands-on and the personal learning. I'm kind of one of those people. I feel like if I can't do it, then I can't teach it. Right.
Right.
You can also go through certification programs. Coaches of any sort, life coaches, divorce coaches, or otherwise, are not licensed. So I'm not a licensed professional. I'm certified, but not licensed. I have healthcare, obviously, licenses. But what that means for you is and for my clients too, to understand is that I am in a different role than someone like a therapist. I am not equipped to handle deep trauma, or abuse issues. I'm much more of an emotional, logistical, process-based resource. And in many ways, sometimes that is exactly what people need. Therapy is great. And obviously, sometimes children need the therapy. Sometimes the whole family needs to be brought in for therapy, and therapy has its place. My place is more this fast track approach. You are here. You need to be here. Wouldn't you rather be here emotionally in a few months rather than dealing with this for years and potentially in other relationships with the same baggage? Would you rather come out of your divorce feeling like, this was really shitty to have to go through this, but, I came through it and I felt supported and empowered and strong and prepared throughout the process so that I made the best decisions for myself and my kids.
And this is the whole EQ, emotional intelligence thing, right? Helping people
absolutely
so they can better. And so what sort of success stories have you had doing with the work that you've done?
So, I have people come to me in all varying stages of the process. I have some clients come to me, they're working through a troubled relationship. And, either themselves or their partner has brought up or has considered divorce. And they come to me to just kind of assess their current situation in their marriage. I have had some clients who have done that with me and have come to the decision either way. They've either come to a decision to end their marriage or they've come to a decision to continue to work on it. And as far as my clients who are actually in the middle of a divorce process, which I would say is the majority of them, I would say that most of them come out feeling extremely positive about the changes that they've made in the process, but also excited about creating their new life. Like they feel that like they're able to, like they can, instead of, I've also had clients who are on the other end of divorce who, maybe they went through a really painful, traumatic divorce process that cost a lot of money, or it was a whirlwind affair and they felt like, they were kind of blindsided. They come out on the other side feeling like, what just happened to me? And in that case, we have to do the work that I'm doing in the divorce process, with my patient, with my clients that are in that process, if that makes sense.
No,
we have to kind of go back and do the work.
It's important to me because we feel sometimes people aren't ready to be divorced because emotionally they're just not there. And if they're not there, it's just really hard to make decisions and get them past things and stop the hurt and stop the damage that they do. So I commend you on what you do. You worked really hard on a video, and are you able to talk through? I'll be on for a little bit, and I'll let you do your thing, and then I'll hide myself. Well, let's get this going.
Okay, that sounds great.
There you go.
Okay. Well, that is my Facebook business page as well as my website. It's Powers Life Coaching and Consulting. I help both men and women through the divorce process and beyond it. So a lot of this we've already kind of touched on, but a lot of people want to know, why might I need a divorce coach? Well, basically, if you're struggling to make decisions right now because you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, then I can save you some time. I can save you potentially some money if you're able to kind of clarify those feelings and then move forward in potentially a mediation process. You know, and as far as the process itself, I know the slides are just kind of running, but as far as the process itself goes, I really, you know, your time is very important to me. My client's time is very important to me. And so we get right down to the nitty gritty really quickly. It's a 4-step process. I mean, pretty much what we do is we do the emotional work up front because we really have to before we can even make any sort of decisions on, right, you know, parenting plan or anything like that. And then once the emotional work is in full swing, then, you know, we start logistically helping you prepare. So all of the things that you need to start organizing, all of the decisions you need to start making, we then put that preparation into action. You know, you start, you know, hiring your attorney or your mediator, real estate agent. If you're going to sell your home, start taking action on all of the things that we've prepared for and decided based on you and what you want. And then at the very end of that, we start. I'm so sorry.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. And I mean, the best part is that at the very end, we really start talking about what is your life going to look like? What is your life now? You know, I think what I try to tell my clients is, you know, your divorce does not define you. In some ways, your divorce may be the launch pad that you need to get you into the life that you've always wanted. So let's play with that. What does that look like? You know, what are your interests? What are your values? And, you know, then we can really start having fun with, you know, setting goals for their future.
So to me, you know, we talk about high conflict parents. We talk about, you know, litigation, and some people just need to go that route. But for a majority of people, that's not true. For a majority of people, they're just going through severe emotional, you know, yes, problems during the divorce, and it would seem like the divorce coach would be the way to go. So that would be the first.
Yes, thing. I think. Yes, I mean, I think oftentimes, you know, this is the litigious process is a way of acting out against the ex-spouse, and it becomes very much about it becomes very much about the two people. And I mean, if there are children involved, then as you know, right, then the children are on the back burner. Because there's so much of the, you know, you did this to me, I'm doing this to you, revenge kind of mentality sometimes, if we don't sort through those feelings and where they come from.
So I'm going to wrap it up because I promised everybody 15 minutes. So I wouldn't blabble on, which I do sometimes, which everybody knows. But
well, same.
Guys, this is Kelly Powers. She's a divorce coach here in San Antonio. I think she's a resource that we need to be looking at, especially when we have people who we can't move from point A to point B, and they're so and wrapped up in their own emotional hurt. Obviously, a divorce coach is something that we need to consider. Kelly, thank you so much. You are our first guest on Sossi Talk. So you enjoy.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. Yay. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, guys, this is the conclusion of Sossi Talk. I successfully got through it. I think the slides went through the way they needed to. If you wish you to come on, I'd love to have you. The next topic I really want to talk about is COVID for kids. I want to talk about how kids are being affected. We're definitely having issues where kids are being hurt, and we need some assistance. And obviously, if we want to talk about COVID and for the divorcing parents and the stress they go through too, you know, let's go. Let's have a 30-minute talk where we talk one segment kids, one talk parents. So I'm game. Have a good night. Everybody stay safe.